How do advanced analytics explain college basketball player outliers? Imagine watching a game where a player suddenly scores twice as many points as anyone else, or maybe they barely contribute at all. How can we explain these surprises? That's where advanced analytics come in. They help us understand why some players stand out or fall behind the norm by breaking down their performance in ways traditional stats can't. The first step is looking at the 4 factors of basketball, created by Dean Oliver. These are shooting, offensive rebounding, turnovers, and free throw rate. When a player excels in one or more of these areas but struggles in others, analytics can show us exactly where they differ from their teammates. For example, a player might have an incredible effective field goal percentage, which gives extra value to three-point shots, but also turn the ball over a lot. That combination makes them an outlier in a way that simple points scored wouldn't reveal. Shooting efficiency is a big part of this. If a player makes shots at a rate much higher or lower than the average, they catch attention. But analytics go further by considering shot quality, the strength of the opponents faced, and how often they shoot. This helps figure out if their hot streak is likely to last or if it's just a temporary burst. Modern tools also track where players are on the court and how they move. Using computer vision and artificial intelligence, analysts can see patterns like how fast a player runs, how high they jump, or how they position themselves defensively. A defender might not get many steals or blocks but could be excellent at forcing opponents into tough shots. This positional data explains their outlier status without relying solely on traditional stats. Matchups matter a lot too. A player might be an outlier against certain teams or defensive schemes but perform normally against others. By analyzing performance against specific opponents, analysts can tell if their outlier numbers are due to skill or just favorable matchups. For example, a player might dominate in rebounding against teams with weak defensive rebounding but struggle against stronger teams. Projection models also help. These use machine learning to estimate how a player should perform based on their recent games, the strength of opponents, and their role. If a freshman's shooting percentage is much higher than expected early in the season, analytics might flag that as an outlier likely to regress. Conversely, if a player's stats match their projections, it suggests their performance is sustainable. Workload and game context are important too. Analytics measure how many minutes a player is on the court, how tired they might be, and how their performance changes with fatigue. A player putting up big numbers while playing heavy minutes might not be able to keep that pace. On the other hand, a player with similar stats in fewer minutes might be more efficient. Finally, team dynamics and lineups influence outliers. A player might shine when paired with a certain teammate or in specific lineups. Advanced analysis maps these combinations and shows whether their outlier performance is due to individual skill or the team's setup. For example, a scorer might excel in a lineup with a playmaker but perform normally elsewhere. Coaches also use detailed tagging of plays and schemes. If a player scores a lot in pick and roll situations but struggles in isolation, analytics reveal that their outlier performance is linked to specific tactics. All these layers, shot quality, matchup data, movement tracking, projections, workload, and team context, combine to explain why some players are outliers. Instead of mysterious anomalies, their performances become understandable patterns. This helps coaches and scouts make smarter decisions, knowing whether a player's hot streak is real or just a statistical blip. Advanced analytics turn outliers into stories that tell us more about the player's true ability and potential.